It's already set up.
Okay, so we're going.
We're in my
We're going.
So you're saying in a group it's easier.
Okay, we're starting, Zinka. Oh wait, Zinka, wait. It says this video isn't available anymore. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, you're more out of your head.
Because we're on
No, it should be available. Maybe just, or maybe we're live now. Let me see if it's on my YouTube. Now I have to go.
This one,
You deleted, that's why. It's live.
just go to.
No, it should be coming up here. Oh wait, let's just see. No, now we're live.
Okay, guys. Here's a go. If you want to start, you can just go again. Okay. Everyone is not talking anymore, but we'll go on. We just start somebody with the gong. I feel like I'm in trouble.
Does anyone else want
Beautiful. Okay, I want to welcome you guys tonight. We have a special guest here tonight, Alan Steinfeld. He's incredible, and he has been doing this and publishing phenomenon and talking about contact for many, many, many years. And he, in New York City, has been doing this for literally decades. And his slogan for his new realities is
making known the unknown.
Come up.
Okay.
Making known the unknown. So that's really where we are right now. We're like in diapers exploring a new type of quantum physics.
Exactly. We're making known the unknown is how much potential does the human mind really have to change reality, to access reality. And that's why I thought this practice is perfect, because people don't know the power they have, and we're going to see what that is tonight, right?
Yeah.
So, and they can also get this book.
Yeah, it's very hard for artists to make a living. I mean, for authors to make a living, but this is now in #1 bestsellers everywhere.
It was.
I go to bookstores though, and I see it like
You
up.
do?
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching, get it. No, but thank you. It's an overview of the phenomenon. I love what you're doing here in Sedona. Sedona is like 0.0 for the change in consciousness, right?
Exactly.
Everybody knows that.
Exactly. Yeah. What we're building here is
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching on New Realities. Why don't you subscribe to that channel and take out a super chat?
Yeah. So if you're watching from home, go ahead and get a spoon and a fork. And if you have sprouting seeds, we want you to have those too. So that's right. The vision is that Sedona becomes a research center for consciousness, high consciousness and high technology. We call it the City of Light. And you guys are part of that story tonight. We're creating a bubble right here, right? Where anything is possible. I used to have a boyfriend in Chicago, and we saw a license plate one time that said "Por qué no," which is why not. So why not? So why are we here tonight? Does anybody want to answer that question?
to see what we're capable of. I mean, if we can just basically, maybe that's not it. More like, okay, can I bend a spoon?
Well, that's a great answer, to see what we're capable of. Yeah.
To know we're unlimited beings, and we can do anything we put our minds to if our heart's behind it. You get your ego out of it.
Interesting. Yeah.
And make it play, because as we are creators, the more we enjoy it, the lighter the experience, the faster and easier it is. And always want to be surprised by the result. Don't expect a particular result. See what happens, see what flows.
That's so great. Yeah, so we're going to expect the unexpected. We're going to allow, someone gave me a sigil to work with this week about luck. And he said, just say, I am lucky. I am lucky. Oh, so lucky. I am lucky. And I was like, wow, that's so cool, because luck puts you exactly in that state of mind. We're like, oh my gosh, I just suddenly walked down the street and I met this person, right? So it's this allowance of something extraordinary to happen. And that's what I want you to be in when you're in Sedona. Allow that, right? Why not? And I also want to highlight one more thing that she mentioned, which is emotion and joy. And that's exactly the technique that we're going to use tonight. It's going to be party, chaos, joy. That is what is going to give us results.
Chaos and joy.
Right.
The reason you can't do it is you don't have an elevated positive emotion.
Yes.
If you're your own downer, it doesn't work. You just have to be excited.
Yeah.
Be a kid.
Uh-oh.
Let your
Yeah.
second chakra open, let your inner child jump and play and
And it could
run.
be any elevated emotion.
Any,
Because
right.
I was going through sadness. I lost my cat in January, and it was just a few days later, and we did spoon bending. I was really sad, and I had the most incredible spoon bending results I've ever had because it was a heightened emotion.
You think about when some kid's trapped under a car.
Yes,
And even though you're in that state of terror, you're able to lift that car up,
I've
right?
been in this situation.
Right. Heightened emotion.
Yeah.
Right, did you?
Yes.
I got pinned under a four-wheeler in high school. I got in an accident, and I've been out of body, and I watched the four-wheeler tumble and roll and land on me. And then I came back to my body when the four-wheeler landed on top of me. And my friend who was in the accident with me, all I said to him was, "Get it off of me." And he got up from the accident and just lifted the four-wheeler off of me. And we didn't even think twice about it.
So bending a spoon is nothing.
Yeah.
Any heightened emotion.
Yeah. And so that's why we're all here tonight, is because this is a lot easier to do with a bunch of people that are screaming their heads off and creating a heightened emotion. So Jack Houck, who we're going to be following, he, at one time he was like having everybody meditating, and it didn't affect the results, so he stopped doing it. And when I was in LA calling around to see if I could get a bender, like I had people hang up on me, like, "No, you have to do this in silence." You know what I mean? Like they were not into this methodology. But this is very much why Jack Houck did this whole experiment, and why, I was on the internet and I found him, and I was like, wow, is this possible? And the way he did it was, he was a skeptic, he was a scientist, he was an aerophysicist, and he was a total skeptic about remote viewing and all this stuff. He read an article about it, he's like, this isn't possible. So he got two women that were expert remote viewers, and he started testing this. And he started giving them coordinates, and they started finding things on those coordinates. And one of the coordinates he gave them was a remote place in the middle of the ocean. And they said that there was a ship there. And sure enough, there was a ship under the water, and they scanned it. It didn't matter the time that it was in. They scanned, and the peak emotion was that ship drowning, right? So he said, wow, if peak emotion causes interesting experiences to happen, then let's create a peak emotional experience and see if we can bend spoons. So he called his friend who was working with children who were burning holes in the keys, which we're going to be using later on, and he said, come and let's try this. And he got 15 skeptics and 15 believers together, and that was the first party with huge success. And he taught 16,000 people how to do this with an 85% success ratio. Our ratio is better than that.
100%.
We've had 100% parties, but it's not yet.
It's nearly 100%.
Yeah. So like I said, I first want you guys to give yourself a hug for showing up and being here. Thank yourself. Right? And I want to ask you something. We're going to go around the room, and I want to ask you if you've ever been to a spoon bending party, and if you have and you've bent, I want you to give your tips. Well, the first thing I want to ask you is, so we're going to create a peak emotional experience, right? We just talked about that. We're also going to get out of our head, right? So what experiences that you guys have lived in your life gets you completely out of your head? Dancing. What else? Painting.
Making music.
Making music.
Improvisational music.
Improvisation. Skiing.
Running.
UFO watching.
UFO watching. Great. Can't be in your head for that.
Being in the forest.
Being in the forest.
Sailing.
Sailing. Right.
Being
So-
in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Creating where I'm being creative.
Yeah, and so what are things are you really in your head when you're doing? What kinds of activities do you do when you're super in your head?
Work.
Work, being on the computer, yeah, what else? Reading, studying.
Analyzing relationships.
Analyzing things. Okay, do not analyze tonight. Do not work hard at this. Pretend like you're skiing down a mountain while you're petting the spoon, right? We're gonna be in the flow. We're gonna almost be like dancing tonight. Okay, so Peter, thank you for coming. It's great to see you and your son. You know, children bend much more easily than adults because they're not in their head. They're already playing. They're already enjoying things, right? So Peter, why don't you tell us if you're here from Sedona or somewhere else, I know you're here, and if you've been to a party before.
I live in Sedona, this is my first time here.
Okay, great, cool. Okay. Yeah, Micah lives here. Okay, great.
Hi, I'm Samantha. I live in Preston. It's my second time here.
Yeah. And if you've been, then go ahead and relay any tips that you have. So, Adrian.
Yeah, so I'm Adrian, I live here. I've been to a few of these too. Tips, I don't know. But just like the energy, like I really see it in the spoon. Like I feel like the spoon's like shining light, and then I'm like, then I scream at it. That helps.
Okay, we're gonna visualize a big thing of light. That's great. Okay.
Cozy, it's my first time.
Awesome. Welcome. Logo.
I'm Jeremy. I'm from Maryland. My first time.
Wonderful.
I'm Stephanie, I'm Jeremy's wife, I'm from Maryland, and this is my first time. I feel really lucky that we saw the ad just yesterday. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm Jennifer, and I'm from Toronto, and this is my first time.
Great.
Alan, and I saw Yuri Geller once pick up a spoon from a restaurant table, and he just ran his finger over it, and it bent. And I said, I can do that, but I've never done it. I've never been to a spoon bending party, so this is like really my virgin run.
I'm Viola, I'm local here, and I did a spoon bending party with you online before I moved here in October or November. And from my house was able to bend 2 spoons alone in my living room, but plugged into you all on the internet. So for y'all online, it's so completely possible to do it even in your own space. And then after it was over, I sat on my couch and bent some more, just sitting alone in my living room. And how I did it is I just knew I was going to, and I just didn't have any doubt, and it was playful and easy, and I just was like, yes, of course, and just rode the energy.
That's great. Yeah. And I will say that, of course, you guys can bend. I mean, 16,000 people, everyday people, no experience, doesn't matter. I mean, ¿por qué no? Why not?
Me llamo Daniel. My name is Daniel. It's my first time, and I'm local here.
Wonderful.
My name's Isaac. It is my first time here. Well, first time at a spoon bending party, and I live in Sydney.
I'm Craig, and the first time to spoon bending. And I live in my body, and I'm here. I don't know what else. I'm transient.
I'm Marion, I live in my body in Sedona sometimes. And I did a spoon bending party a couple months ago, and I bent so many spoons that I had to go to Goodwill and replace them. And then I went home, and the next day I tried to bend a spoon, and I was just playing around, and it worked, and I was really shocked and surprised. And I think it's when you get out of your head and you just have fun, it happens. If you're concentrating on it, it doesn't happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can, well, maybe you can, but I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be the last piece of advice
Everyone's
we everybody
different.
give is let go. So just like let go. Yeah.
I'm a great person for living in my head, as most of us are. So when you let that go, it flows.
Okay.
Or you go.
And I'm Rachel. This is my art studio called Dream Magic. I've been in Sedona for 5 years. This space was created on 2/22 a year ago. So it came into fruition for events like this. and I'm happy to have all of you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a few things about these two people right here. So Marian not only went to the thrift store to buy more spoons, she has contributed to our silver spoons, which are extremely expensive. So we're so grateful for that. And she's also supporting LightNet, which is the nonprofit we're building. One of the things we realized, you know, when I had my spiritual awakening, I was in tech, didn't know what a chakra was, and all of a sudden I was like, wow, why didn't anyone tell me that this was how reality worked? You know, and as Isaac is publishing in his new book, you know, everything is energy. Everything is energy. We're 5% matter, only 5%. And so there's a crisis going on, in case you didn't notice, in the scientific community with quantum physics and consciousness. They're going, oh no, the observer effect is real, and now we don't know what to do. Because it's a whole nother variable that we're gonna have to incorporate in everything we're doing. And we're already starting to notice it, placebo effect in medicine. My father's a doctor, and he said, Zenka, you know, there's only a 1% difference between the real medicine and not in most of these trials. It's a crisis. And we haven't figured out what consciousness is really and how it works and what we're going to even do with it now that we know that it is here. And so LightNet, which is a citizen science platform, was born out of this idea that we are the best people to do this, because the professors want to have tenure in the university and they don't want to risk their tenure, you know, they don't want to risk their career on spoon bending, but we do, because we don't have a career. We don't care what anyone thinks. We don't care, right? So we have a responsibility, though, to dragnet science, what I call dragnet, because the scientists are looking at us like, you guys don't, you know, you guys are not scientists, and there's no control. So it's true. We're going to be a little bit sloppier in this, but the results are going to be so astounding that then we can take it to a more serious lab, the things that are working, and they can keep going. So I need you to make an oath, though, with me, because we are going to make an attempt, and I do make an attempt to be a scientist and record our finding. So I want you to hold up your hand and say, I will fill out the extraordinary experience report tonight before I leave. I will fill out the extraordinary experience report before I leave, so that we can get accurate statistics of what we're doing.
How can they get it online?
I forgot to give that to you, but I will find it.
Okay, good.
Okay. So I also want to introduce Rachel, because she's why I'm here. So the reason why we're doing this together, and the reason why it's good to do this together, is because you need cheerleaders being like, hey, yeah, you can totally do this. Because your brain might be going, this is not possible, right? So but if you have 15 other people going, oh, it's totally possible. You know, and someone told me the other day, that all successful people in life had someone, a friend, or you know, a boyfriend or a mom or a grandmother saying, you can do this, you can do this, right? Because we all have our limitations, right? So this is why we're all together, and she is why I am here doing this in Sedona, because she has a very, very powerful consciousness and a mind. She left a tech career behind in LA. She's like, I'm gonna live out my dreams. My dreams includes me being an artist and includes me running these shop and making, you know what I mean? Like, and so I just really love you for being the example for me of just being, you know, dream magic, dream, you know, like stepping into your dream, not being scared to do that.
Thank you, thank God.
Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to explain all the physics behind this. We're going to talk to our subconscious mind before we get this, but I want to show you a few other experiments that we're working on. And I need, so we talk about everything as energy, right? So how does energy feel? How does this energy of joy feel? How does the opposite feel? We talked about that. So I want to show you an experiment we've been doing. Okay, here, sorry, I'm just like, which one is which? So this, does anybody know who Dr. Emoto is?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, tell me about him.
Oh, I should have raised my hand. Japanese scientist, and something about talking to water. And if you mention positive words, loving thoughts toward water, that it came into coherence, or it came into a beautiful shape when you looked at it under a microscope. And when you shame the other water, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Feel free to flesh that out.
No, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Exactly. He put like really horrible music, and Peter can attest to this because he plays music with the angels and harps, and he can heal someone. They can start crying just listening to his music, right? They can feel better, right? So Michael, what do these look like? Describe this for the people watching out there. What does this look like?
That one's nicer, that one's
Disgusting, right? So this one is moldy and this one is not. This is the love one. Since Valentine's Day, I started this. And I don't like doing this because I have to like be really negative with this. But we're gonna all do it together because I want you guys to know what it feels like, the contrast of these energies. So I'm gonna open these up. I know.
It's really funny listening to
And
you yell.
we're going to yell negative things. I hate you. I don't want you to exist. Come on, guys.
You smell like
Come on.
a pig.
You smell terrible. I absolutely hate Hollywood. This is the worst thing. I want you to die. You should not exist anymore. You're smelly. You're disgusting. I hate you. Okay, all right.
You did it to both of them? Don't you have a?
No, this is, well, I was doing a control to see whether I needed to cook the rice or not cook the rice.
Oh.
Okay, so now we're gonna do, the other one is the ignore. So now, this smells like rice, wine, and vinegar. It's like, smells so good. This is like, smells like roses. Why do you think this is happening?
Love. Thoughts are things and energy.
Thoughts are things.
And they
Little legs that
influence.
go out and create.
This is insane. Do you realize how insane this is?
It gets more sane.
Look at your health. Your thoughts are doing the same thing to every little cell in your body, all trillions of them.
Yeah, and if I'm resonating with love and in coherence and balance with myself, so within, so without, I'm like shooting that out, and that's resonating with other people and with other things.
So you're
It's all
creating that
energy.
beautiful field, which is why we can all bend spoons.
I think it's
Same kind of
vibration.
field.
Picture musicians playing together in dissonance. Does not sound good. When you get musicians together that play in harmony with each other, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
If you're a gardener and you play beautiful musical, classical music to your plants, they're gonna blossom. Like I've heard gardeners, use that. But if you put hard work, I don't know what, it might not be the same.
Yeah. Yeah. So for only 5% matter, and it's different than if you're hearing Peter's heart.
Well, I would say that we aren't matter at all. Matter is actually a concept. We're all energy. Matter, what we call matter, is actually energy vibrating at a resonant frequency to give it the illusion of form. And so there is no 5% matter. We are all energy.
99.9%.
Exactly.
And the rest is an illusion.
Yeah, 99.99.
5%.
Okay, so you guys, there is no spoon.
It's right, it's not solid.
It's not
Yeah,
solid.
you said
It's
vibrating.
vibrating so fast it appears to be solid.
Right.
So you just visualize it in its true
Right.
form.
So interesting, and we all know that love is like you said at the very beginning, the heart thing. It is like literally the lock and key where the universe goes, okay, yeah, whatever, we'll do whatever you want, right? So now let's spend some time loving this rice and thanking it, right? Okay, so here we go. I love you so much. Thank you so much. You are amazing. Who do you love in this world? Tell them right now, I love you. I love you, sweet. You are amazing. Thank you.
That's so right.
That's so,
Very
that's
right.
beautiful, right? That's so right.
Okay, so this is ignore, but I kind of messed it up because I was supposed to open it for 60 seconds every day, like the other one. So, all right, so if someone wants to try this at home, for a $20 donation, you can take home a kit and you don't have to mess with it. So does anyone want to do this at home?
Yeah, I can't say the negative stuff. I didn't do it while you guys were doing it. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, science. We did this at my kids' kindergarten, and it was very, very fun. We had results. Okay, so, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to. Does anybody know how to use a pendulum?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to explain how to do it?
Well, do we have one?
Yes, right here. These are in honor of the children that can burn holes in keys with their minds.
Oh, wow. So you lay it across your finger and you support your elbow and you say, show me yes. So yes is going to the right.
It'll be different for everybody.
For me,
yeah.
Show me no. And you have to say out of your head when you do it. You're just in your heart because you don't want to give it any response.
Yeah.
You don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
And show me, I don't know.
Oh, that's
up
cool.
and down.
I've never done that before. Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
cool.
to support your elbow is important, otherwise you're cheating.
Right, okay.
Well, I've never done
Stabilizing
that.
your arm.
I always put my hand under it.
Well, I do too, but right now I'm supporting my elbow because when I teach it, people are always,
Their eyes moving their elbows.
yeah, they're moving their elbows. So when you're experienced at it, it's
And one of the things that I'll add is, for beginners, is I always say, show me a big yes. So, for example, my yes is up and down, it's not in a circle. Show me a big no.
Yes.
Ooh,
Cool.
Dang.
show me a big no.
Whoa. Literally saw it.
You can say stop too.
You see why I hold my elbow, people think I'm cheating.
Whoa!
I have a question. Yeah, do you have to, like, say tomorrow you go back and do the same thing, do you have to re-ask your yes and no, or is your yes and no?
You can until you get it, but mine is always up and down.
If you have your own pendulum, you're working with the energy. I mean, I name my neck talk to it.
I have always had the same results.
You get the same results.
For years.
Yeah.
It'll never change for me.
But when you're experienced, you know you're holding your elbow and you're not going like this to make it move around.
When you're sitting, it helps to stabilize your body.
So what was I doing like the other day? And was it Alan? Was it
What?
you that you were like, I
Oh,
looked
yeah.
over, yes, so I look at her.
But what I
and
wanted
Alan's
to-
like whipping the keys out of his and he said, you can use anything as
course.
a pendulum, right? So
I was asking what was good for my body.
interesting.
Yes, to eat.
Right.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Okay, so this is our first lesson in bypassing the logical mind, and you are going to get permission tonight to walk out of that door with your souvenir that you deserve because you're in Sedona and you're with rad people.
Return the keys.
Return these, yes.
Right. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, will you bend for me tonight? And if you get a yes, then you bring it back to or you can take some and test them. If it says no, you throw it back in, right? So you're getting permission from your subconscious mind. Will you bend for me tonight? Yeah. Okay, so, and you're going to get 2 spoons, 2 forks, and 1 silver spoon. And you can take a silver fork there. And what I want you to do is, when you're ready, I want you to set the table at your station. And this is what it's going to look like. Because we can't have you running off with the silver spoons. And we can't have you bending them in the wrong
2
order.
metal forks and 1 silver fork?
So you're going to go like this. It's going to be a fancy restaurant. You're going to put the fancy ones on. But yeah, so we're going to do 2 spoons and 1 fork.
Because it originally said 2 forks.
Because we're thinking, oh, right,
Yeah.
so this is the deal. This is why I got confused. So we had, on our last spoon bending party, we had people bending without touching, and they used forks, and we don't remember if they used regular forks or silver forks. So see whichever your intuition tells you to do, but either get, because one fork you're gonna be able to bend the twines and the thing and the whatever, and then one you're just gonna bend with just like this. Now the one that you're gonna bend just like this, you're gonna want it to be perfect. You don't want it to be wacky because of the physics. So if you pick a fork out and it's the one that you're gonna bend with your hands, then just pick one that's straight. The twines are straight, or make them as straight as possible. It'll cause more inflection in the grain structure.
But all that really matters is that you keep your silver ones separate.
Yeah.
Putting them on top.
Right.
You know those are the silver ones.
Right. Right. So you'll have 2 forks and 3 spoons. Whichever fork you decide to do with your mind could be this one or a silver one. Okay. Then when we get back together, I'm going to talk about the science, the physics, the metal and how it works. And then we're going to go through a series of, we'll go through 4 sessions where we're going to scream and yell and bend a bunch of stuff. So, okay.
So we need a pendulum to.
You need a pendulum and you need to pick your silverware. And you just go up, grab your silverware, ask your subconscious mind, will you bend for me tonight? If it says yes, you're good.
Yeah, so bring it back to your station. And then if you get a no, just put the spoon back.
Oh, so which pens you first?
The pendulums are here.
See if these are not.
Yeah. No,
Show me a big yes.
So 2 spoons, 2 forks.
Whoa.
Show me a big no. No.
Will you bend for me tonight?
2 forks.
Stop. Will you bend for me tonight? Show me a big yes.
Did she say 2 forks and 1 spoon?
Yes. Right.
No, in the end, we need 3 spoons and 2 forks. 2 spoons that are the regular metal and 1 fork that is the regular metal, and then 1 spoon and fork of silver.
Wait, say that again, you need what?
2 regular spoons and 1 regular fork, and then she has us getting 1 regular fork and 1 silver fork and 1 silver spoon. But if you're at home, you may not have access to a silver fork. So make sure you have 3 spoons and 2 forks.
Morning star,
Tonight,
really nice.
I'll get some, thanks. I'm gonna bend some cookies.
Yeah, then just grab 1 silver spoon. One of them needs to be a silver spoon, and one silver spoon, and then for a total of 3 spoons, 2 forks, right?
I just have to keep adding on.
Like, that's my karma considered. Well, you've done for me tonight.
Oh, yeah, double check three forks. Somebody does it.
That's pretty good.
How wonderful that sounds.
Yeah, could
I'm so happy about I have like the whole thing.
Really big, thick stuff here, people.
Oh,
These are your silver.
that's my silver.
And then these are the regular.
Okay, thank you so much. I love
Teamwork, teamwork.
it's like being in a restaurant. We got people online getting their silverware. I said no plastic.
No, yeah, plastic, you can do plastic.
We can do plastic, okay.
What about bamboo?
Oh, I'm just looking at the,
Bamboo.
What about bamboo? You guys got this. We believe in you.
Thank you, great. That, we need those little commercials, thank you. It really, I'm getting a lot of chat up here. Okay.
oh yeah, so finally you guys are making up, oh my God.
Really?
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask people for feedback. Thank you, Viola.
Screaming and doing it, and I couldn't see you.
Wow.
Just knives and spoons. Are knives okay? Yes. Knives? No? Oh. Okay. Knives.
You need three spoons total. One should be silver. Okay. And yeah, two of those spoons, one of those spoons. And then one fork from here and then one fork from there.
Okay, I think I got it. Will you get for me tonight?
I don't know is.
Last time I done 12, but I brought.
You have a good voice too. Have you ever heard it? Harp? Sounds really like a harp would be really good. I'll introduce you. But I'll be paying for 18, but we'll do something. Okay.
Oh.
Let me
It was
check.
hot, I picked it up, so.
It was
My silver. Did you just bend? Did you just bend that, Rachel?
Yeah.
Just now with your mind?
It was, I just knocked it off, I just snapped my hand.
Wait, can you just show the people on the camera? What did you do to bend that?
I just picked it up and it was hot, so I just immediately, I've never done this before.
But how did it bend like that?
What was that?
How did you bend it?
I just took my fingers and I started curling them.
Oh.
And like I bent them this way and then that way, like I bent them opposite
They're
directions.
kind of hard to do that, like.
Yeah, I've never been able to do this before. So
Really?
I just picked it up and I started bending it. I bent them all backwards first, and then I bent them forward.
Wow.
Now they're stuck in place again.
Now they got soft.
Ha ha ha,
Just
bend
show that.
for me. It went into.
How'd you do that?
I said ha ha ha, bend for me. Crap. Okay, I didn't bend it wrong. Am I in university now? That's so great. I have a PhD in sport breaking.
Are we jumping ahead?
It's this one.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah, you need a silver spoon, you got one, you got one, you got one.
She's born with a silver spoon.
Yeah.
That when I did this online,
Yeah.
a few months ago,
Yeah.
I was wishing that because I was alone in my living room,
Yeah.
so much amazing things would be happening and I couldn't always see, look what's going on over there, what's going on.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage everyone to share with the cameras. And
Yes.
there's so many people joining us.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That share your enthusiasm, share your
Yeah.
results, so they can
Yeah.
also be really in the experience.
Yeah, that's great, because when you're alone in your house, it's hard to get crazy like there's a party. But we want you guys to keep doing this. We want you to have parties. We want you to keep trying this, because we're the messengers that dreams, we can dream into reality. We can, you know what I mean? Like, you're affecting your reality all the time. So let's pick the good stuff and let's be the citizen scientists that go rogue.
Maybe you're gonna need chopsticks.
Yeah, look.
Every single time we surpass our limitations too, we raise the collective consciousness of humanity. And when we do that, we make a better world in that moment. It's helping to create a brighter world, so.
Yeah. So yes.
Okay,
keep
one more thing
going.
to add. Okay.
Yes.
So the brain is in duality, right? And so when you're in duality, there's doubt, there's fear, there's judgment, there's all these things. And then when you create from reality, you create duality. But if you're in your heart, the heart is the place of unity, consciousness, and love, and the realm of miracles. And things can happen that totally don't seem logical, because the brain can only create through logic, but the heart creates through magic and love. And so the more we create in our heart, we'll get this, no problem.
That is so cool, Viola.
What
And
is
I
it,
just
shopping?
want to do a shout out to Viola, because my friend just took her 4-day course and was like mind blown. She's the most like scientific guy. She's like, oh my gosh, I figured out the place in my heart. Da, 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 da. So tell them a little bit about who you are and how to find you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
So I facilitate a 4-day workshop called Awakening the Illuminated Heart. And it's all about learning how to get out of the duality of the mind into the unity of the heart, activate your light body, your Merkaba, connect with your higher self, heal traumas around the heart. It is the life's work of Drumbola Melchizedek and the School of Remembering. And so I'm one of his facilitators. I have a website called Heart and Sound Healing, and you can find my workshop schedule there. I do them online and here in the Sedona area.
Cool.
Right.
Cool. So, and well, I don't want to throw a monkey wrench in all
Yeah, throw
of
a
this.
monkey wrench.
Okay. I'm on the phone with Adrian today, and he's like, yeah, Zinka, but like, all this already happened. We already did all this. I get this weird, strange feeling that we just went back in time now. So this is Spoon Betting Party 11, right? This is where we went public, we went online. This is like the open invitation to do this. Like, this is a call to action. It's a light force that, like Isaac's work is to really bring the forces, to bring us to bear. So let's just experiment and have fun and get out of our heads. So here we go.
Okay.
So let me explain a little bit how this works. So there's 3 levels according to Jack Houck, who taught these 16,000 people how to do it. The first one is called warm forming. It's called kindergarten level. And it's where you're actually touching the top and the bottom of the spoon, and you're going to spin it around. Now there's 2 ways to do this. One, I sent it around, but I don't know if they came back. But so this is when you're warm forming, one way is going to happen is you could bend like at a right angle. Maybe you don't go all the way down. That's great. You're still bending kindergarten level. And then you can also go in a loop-de-loop, right? And the way to do that is to, when it starts bending, you're just going to go to the side a little bit and just try to go. So what's going to happen is that, oh, wow. Yeah, good.
It's called twist and shout.
Yeah, twist and shout. So I do want to explain this, so because
And shout.
so this is the first food I ever pet where I was just like, oh my God, I stayed up for a whole night afterwards in my bed going, what just happened? Like, I could not recalibrate my worldview. I was just like, me and Ariel were just like, oh. But anyway, I moved to Sedona, and I'm like digging out in my front yard, and like this showed up, and I was like, oh my God, Adrian, it's time to do this one.
In the garden? Oh, no. Oh my God.
So like the universe is always sending me signs, and like the first, okay, so the way that this works is Jack Howe called it the instant belief change. Okay, so the first person that bends the spoon tonight is going to cause an instant belief change, and all of a sudden it goes and everybody bends, right? That's how it works, right? So does anybody know what the 4-minute mile is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, someone explain it. You explain.
I can,
Well, I'm
I
guessing.
can explain it.
Okay.
I think it was before 1965, maybe. No one could run a mile under 4 minutes until one guy, Roger Bannister, broke it. He just ran it like in 3:59, 1 mile. And when he did that, everyone else, there were a lot of people that came after him and said, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. So the 4-minute mile was a limit for a long time. And then someone broke that. And now kids in high school can run under a 4-minute mile.
Extraordinary,
It's
right?
it's
Like
the
athletes forever
it's the
that
100th
could not
monkey.
do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain
Tell us the
that.
story of the 100th
Okay,
monkey.
so one monkey went up the tree and got a coconut. Then they all went up the tree and they saw the monkey do it.
Well, actually, there was
And
a
it was
bunch
around
of,
the world, they didn't even.
well, there
have
was a
to
bunch of
be near each
monkeys
other.
that before would eat potatoes in the sand. One monkey decided to wash the potato in the ocean. They could digest it more and it tastes better. That monkey taught her friends to do it. And when 100 monkeys supposedly learned how to wash their potato, monkeys on other islands started to wash. It was in the morphogenetic field of the species.
Did you videotape the monkey?
Did I videotape it?
Did you video it?
Well, we're all monkeys here, so let's do it.
So think of it as monkey business.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's get, I mean, this is our 11th party. We've already had 100 people do this. I mean, this is
Right.
no big deal.
So
16,000.
let's sing Hey, Hey, We're the Monkeys.
Hey,
Hey, we're the monkeys.
We're here to dance spoons. We just can't put them down.
There's a woman online said she just bent her fork and she's never been able to do it. It must be the energy in the room, she said.
No, it's you. That's great. Yay.
Yes.
It's the 100 people. Good job.
Oh my God.
You just did that?
Let's do that song. That's a great idea. Here, go show it to the camera.
Who did that? Who just did that?
Just did this.
You just did that?
Yeah.
Looper.
We were singing.
You were singing the song and you just did
I
that?
just picked it up.
You just picked it up and it bent like that and all those?
Yeah, I was like,
What was the secret? The
I
energy?
didn't think.
You didn't think?
I was just having fun, so I just picked it up to see what happened.
Wow, thank
And it
you,
was ready.
Rachel.
Yeah.
So I
What?
have one little antidote to share with you guys about the instant belief change, and then we're gonna start. So
Well, they're breaking.
the very first party, I was freaking out because I never tried this. I was scared to do it at home because I kind of tried before and I wasn't with 15 people, which was the minimum. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for the party. But I gotta get someone at the party that we know 100% can bend because they're the ones causing the belief change. And so I'm calling all these mystery schools, I'm calling bookstores. This girl's like, yeah, I can totally do it. She's like, I can bend spoons. I'm like, great, can you come to my party? She's like, yeah. And she cancels. She's like, I know. So I'm like, really, like, this is the day of the party. I'm like, oh, wow. And I go to the park, and my son pulls out a bent plastic spoon from the sand. And I was like, oh. And then someone walks by with this shirt that says, just do it.
Just do
And
it.
then I get there, and there's only 13 people. And I'm like, we need 50. So this girl calls her parents, and her parents. She bent. And she bent without touching it. It worked, and it caused it. But anyway. Okay.
You can tell us the sign.
Okay. So what's that?
You tell us the sign.
Destroyers.
The science behind it, yes. So, okay, so here's the deal. Did you pass around the second set of handout here?
Oh.
Yes.
No, oh, I think so. Here, okay.
This one?
Yeah, okay, so this is what happens. So there's a grain structure, kind of like tile in your bathroom, that joins the metal in the spoon. Okay, and when we work with this grout is going to disappear. It's gonna like melt away, evaporate. At least that's what Jack Houck thought happened, because he would tape large pieces of metal under the tables and outside of the buildings, and then he would measure them and they would weigh less. So something becomes missing at a molecular level. I don't really know, but this is what happens, because all of a sudden when this either gets, maybe it doesn't disappear, but it gets hot, right? Then your spoon is going to become kind of rubbery, right? And you're going to notice it's different. You're going to be like, wow, this is a different strength that I need to use than before. So it's like maybe 70% softer. And you're going to have 15 to 30 seconds to bend that spoon. And then it's going to get hard again, and you won't be able to bend it again, right? So the window of time that you have to bend depends on the type of metal that you're using. So this is stainless steel, and that's what it does. If you use like copper, it gets too hot in your hand, and it has a very short window, right? So this is why it's very forgiving. The other thing I want to tell you about time is that that we're going to start it. It doesn't necessarily happen in that instant. It can happen 2 minutes delayed into it. So what you're going to be doing when we do the warm forming is you're going to just be testing it. And at that moment where you feel like, hey, you know, and Rachel's always like, oh, just think about your laundry, Zeka. So you're going to be testing it. And instead of going, why is it bending? Is it hard? Is it not? What's happening? No, that's head. All you're doing is thinking about your boyfriend or your laundry or whatever you're thinking about, right? Something else. And then you're naturally going to feel when it gets soft, and that's your cue to go round and round and round and round.
I had that experience. It definitely was delayed for me. And I likened it to the fact that in third dimension, we have a little bit of a lag here. It's not necessarily instant manifestation realm like maybe the fourth dimension would be. And so there's a little bit of a lag.
Yeah.
And so I put the intention out, and then I just hung out there, and it was like a minute later, and all of a sudden, even though I wasn't going, it started to go.
Right. And when we say let it go, right, your intention is already set. When you say let it go, you don't have to wait anxiously. You just wait thinking about something pleasurably, right? Until it's that moment, right?
So
and it will happen.
Did you explain the 3 levels?
Yes, I was just going to do that. So this is the second level, which is high school bending, is where you bend the buckle of the spoon, which is nearly impossible with your physical force, right? And Adrian has done that, and he gets to come free to all of these parties because he's done that. So if you can bend a spoon like this and be in high school, so Scott Blackman from Sedona did this, and he's like, it was time, and I was like, yeah. He's like, it was just time. And sure enough, we've been doing parties, like, I don't know how many, 5. And that night, 5 people bent the book.
Wow.
Right.
What about talking to yourself?
So then the final level is graduate school level. We have this group of, this is last month, mind you. So we had broken the high school for 2 sessions. And the next and last session was college bending. Graduate school bending. And graduate school bending is where you don't touch it. You just put your hand on it, right? And it bends. And so these women, it was like 7 women in Sedona for making 7 figures, right? So these women are like, I could do whatever, you know what I mean?
It was the end of the retreat.
It was the end of the retreat. They were like in a great mood. They were super fun, you know, and he didn't have a problem being on their head. And all of a sudden, they start bending like this. And we were like
what?
Whoa!
What the hell they bend it?
Their mind only.
Just their mind.
Just
their minds. This thing was going over. We have videos of it, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then this girl in the back was like, all right, well, I didn't do it. Well, at least I got my other stuff going. And then she looked down, and it completely had bent. So, and that's a lot of things, like, that's what Jack Houck talks about too, these little boys. They would just bend and they wouldn't even see it because they would hold 2 in each hand, and he'd be like, oh, it bent, because it would just flop over, and they would look, and then the other one would flop over. So it's like, anyway, okay. So here we go, guys. I want you to stand up. Okay, this is a very subdued, this is the most subdued group that we've ever had, so I want you to like turn up the volume. I don't know, it's just like quiet. So what we're gonna do, you guys,
And it's a stainless steel one.
It is stainless steel, right? It's very important that if you bend your spoon, that you cause the maximum amount of chaos and love and joy in this room. So you're not gonna go, I bent my spoon, period. You're gonna go, I bent my spoon. Can you believe this? I bent my spoon. You're gonna go, sure. You're gonna be like, this is amazing. I bent my spoon. Oh my God, Isaac bent his spoon. Da, 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 da. Right? You're gonna keep it going, right? Why? Because it's gonna get cozy or whoever out of their head, and they're gonna be in that dancing moment, right? Where they can no longer be in their head. Right? So that chaos and love and joy and excitement, that heightened emotion, is gonna help your fellow people do this. And we're all doing this together, right? So because our energy is creating this whole thing, so it's gonna be awesome. Let's go.
So we hold our silver spoon. What spoon do we
now,
have?
this is gonna be regular spoon, guys, not the silver. Regular spoon. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to try this in different ways, but we're gonna pull a lot of light down from the bottom of the earth and the top, okay? We're gonna bring it through our bodies, bring it through our shoulders, and we're gonna dump it into this part, like a blowtorch for you.
Dominant hand or non-dominant?
What's that?
Dominant hand or non-dominant?
I don't know.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
I don't use my dominant hand.
Never been.
And then we're gonna say, okay, we're ready, and you're gonna open your eyes and you're gonna say, bend, bend, bend together. And then the most important part is you're gonna say, let it go. And then you're gonna wait and think about yummy things, good things, and you're just gonna wait. And when that thing gets soft, you're gonna go flippy flip, and then you're gonna start flipping out so everyone else can enjoy the right emotion.
Right after you say let it go, then you start to hold it with both hands.
Yeah.
And just feel the resistance.
Feel the resistance, and when it gets soft, that's your moment. You've got that 15 to 30 second window. And just wait for it, because it can take 2 minutes before that unlocks. Okay. Here we go. So we're gonna call in all our favorite people in the world. I'm gonna call in Jack Hauk. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna call in all the beautiful people who bend spoons. I'm gonna call in angels, galactics, loved ones. Yeah, let's go. Yuri Geller, man, just opened a museum about all this. So yeah, so we're gonna call all those amazing people here with us. We're gonna call in our higher selves. We're gonna call in our joy. And we're gonna see a massive amount of light coming down right now through our heads and also blasting us from the center of the earth, right? So it's just like coming from above, coming from below, and it's like showering us in so much love, so much joy, appreciation for being the science, the citizen science capital of the world right here. And we're gonna watch that hot light go down through our shoulders, through our arms, and on the count of 3, open your eyes. Bend! 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 Okay, let it go! Let it go! Let it go! Feeling it. Okay, Wine is bending! Oh my God! Wine is bending!
I got it!
You're gonna win!
Wow, great, congratulations. Great, thank you. Go, Cozy, go.
Once it's bent, it probably won't bend again.
15 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Great. Yes, I did it. There goes.
Wow. Yeah, so just keep checking it. Keep checking it. The check is in the mail. Think of someone you love. Stop thinking you're in your head.
Adrian.
Do it. Dance while you do it.
Oh, wait, what's the song?
Hey, monkeys, please and monkey around. We're too busy singing.
Yeah, so,
No, it's.
yeah. So you're waiting. You can hold it maybe a little higher, I don't know. Okay, cool. Check it. Woo! Okay.
There just comes a moment where you know you can do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's have Sherry. Alan, what happened for you?
Here, I'll show my little.
There's just a moment where some other energy takes over, you know you can just do it. It's so strange.
Yeah.
It's like in a samadhi, enlightenment.
Wow, it was like goo. So you got in that moment, it's like boom.
I was like, pick one, okay,
Micah's doing it.
Yeah. What happened for you? You were saying that you definitely felt that 15-second window. What happened?
Yeah, 15 seconds, it just softened.
Two back to back.
And it wasn't effort that was bending, it was just kind of coming down. I actually tried to twist and go the other way, and it came back to almost its original form. But it bent.
Wow.
It was not brute force, it was just.
Yeah, it wasn't forced.
It just softens, yeah. Sometimes I've experienced like a very confusion, like a warp thing happening, and I was like, oh gosh. And then I got out of it and got in it, but now it just gets like
a warp thing in your body?
I don't know, just like the world seems to get a little warbly, and it scared me a little bit for a second, but then it was like, I don't know, did that happen with
The
you?
first time, I went to
The
a very
first time,
surreal
yeah.
space when it started to happen. I was like,
did,
oh my
I
God, what's
know.
happening? But this time in it, I was like building up and I was singing and I was just like building the energy higher and higher. And it was almost like an orgasmic wave, but not like, but it was just like building and building. And then all of a sudden it hit this moment and it was like, and I'm just done.
Yeah, so it's bringing that heightened emotion of love, just like love this spoon, right? Loved it, right? Who else wants to share their experience?
I did this with my mind. And she watched.
Are you serious?
You didn't touch it? Really?
No.
What?
You saw it. I was singing. Bend it, shake it any way you want it. Bend. And it was bending.
Oh my God,
You have
that's
to sing
great.
to your spoon.
That's
Yes,
great.
I sung to, yeah.
Micah, you did good, huh?
Yeah, you will feel, because see, feel hard, so you'll feel emotion.
So
you
what,
should
you
be-
broke a spoon? How'd you do that?
Yeah, tell us what
That actually
happened.
makes me go to my head.
Okay, just got very,
What's that?
What's your favorite song?
just got very soft. Yeah.
With your mind. Well, you did
Yeah.
it with your mind. Amazing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
so,
Wow.
And twist it and it just.
yeah, so someone twisted it this way last time. It was like really weird. It was really cool. So you were asking how it is. So remember, I personally like to hold it like this, about that much distance. And that gives me that feeling of like, I know, nope, not ready yet.
Just broken
In the oven.
How do you do?
Yeah, that's so cool.
So you're just pushing against it.
You're pushing against it, and you know it's not now, it's not yet. And then all of a sudden it'll just be like easy, rubbery. Okay, so what we're gonna do is the next one around, we're gonna do a regular spoon. If you do a silver spoon this time around, you have to work with this part of it, bending it like this, because we don't want you to bend up expensive spoons if you're not going to try this part.
Oh, you wanted to flip it.
If you're going to try, so we're going to try another regular one. We're not going to do it, but since he was asking because he doesn't have any more silver. Okay, so get a regular one. It could be a fork or a spoon. I'm going to try another one here. I'm going to do this long one. Okay. So, and you guys failed the thing of like being excited and I'm going to lose my voice. So.
Oh, no.
Right, so you guys need to help your fellow people enjoy, like get out of their head.
Oh, and I also want to share the first time I did this, the first time we went around, I didn't bend. The second time I did, like it just was, I was just warming up to the idea the first time. So if you didn't in the first time, it's
yeah. Exactly. And the thing is that this next time we're gonna try boomerang. So one of the things we had once was we had these Reiki people going, oh yeah, when I do healing, I can feel the person's body, you know, like what's wrong with their body. I was like, that's interesting. And they were like, I was feeling like being in the spoon. I was like one with the spoon. So that's another interesting thing to like really just be with the spoon. But this time we're gonna try what the boomerang technique, which is a new technique that I was thinking of. And the boomerang technique is I want you to take someone who's not in this room, and they can be past, they can be living, they can be, you know, in Texas right now, whatever. Someone, it could be a dog, right? And they're gonna participate and help you bend this spoon. So you're going to dump that hot energy into the smallest point. Then you're going to send them a truckload of love, this person, and they're gonna boomerang back the love into the spoon and bend it with you, okay? So, be thinking of who you're inviting to this party, right? Who do you love? Who do you get excited about? Is it a pet? Is it someone? Is it yourself? Like, who is it? You know, someone that you're thinking. This is the boomerang technique. So here we go. It could be someone dead or alive or whatever. It could be an angel. It could be God. It could be anybody, right? And you're going to dump that hot thing in there, then send them love, then they're gonna send that love and excitement back to you, and we're gonna bend. And remember, it's bend, 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 the command, and then it's let it go, and then just be checking, 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 right? Okay, here we go. And, okay, hello, amazing person that I love. Okay, send that love to them right now. Send them all of your love. Tell them why you appreciate them. Tell them why you love them. What do you love about them? How is it that you love them so much? They're amazing. They were a great person to be in your life. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, now you're going to invite them into this experience and say, hey man, boomerang back your love right now to this room of beautiful, courageous, excited, loving scientists. And here we go. And then let's say, bend, 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 bend. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. The church is out. Everybody's sending over there. They're sending all that love and energy.
Let's see your love, Viola.
Here we go. Wow. What do you love? Okay, the radio starts moving. I love you too, man. Woo! Yeah, you guys, who's bending? Let's see what's happening. Oh my God! Yeah! All right, you guys, all right. Cool. Who are these people? Good job. Wow. That's incredible. Go walk around and show that to people. Look at how thick that is.
Let's see. Come.
Go show them.
How'd you do that, Adrian?
It just got really warm all of a sudden.
I got one.
There you go.
There you go. Right.
Wow.
But there is like a.
Okay, who do you love, Daniel? Who are you thinking of right now?
Oh, my friend Tony.
Oh. Yay. Tony, I love you too, man. I love you too. Yes.
There we go.
Okay, who do you love?
It's going, it's going, it's going.
What do you love about Tony, dude? What is authenticity? Cool. Whoa.
Okay.
Did you warm for him? Yeah, here, warm for him. Well, who do you love? Warm for him. You want to try warm for me first?
Do what?
Warm for me. Okay, so this is where you're going to check it.
Oh, right, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Check it, check
Oh,
it,
like
check
that.
it. Yeah, check it. Because you have a touch.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Now when it gets up, who did you Mom, tell us. Who is this person?
It's my mom.
Oh, my mom. What do you love about your mom?
She's the one that taught me all the magic.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Well, use that magic.
Yeah, Mom.
Use
Use
that
that
magic.
magic. That's fine. Just check it. Moms take.
Let it go.
Yeah, because Mom takes a second to work her magic.
Sing wonder, wonder, miracle, miracles, I am the miracle.
Hey, who do you love, Cody?
Come on, you can do it.
That's okay. You're good. All right, you guys. All right. Okay, so does anybody want to share what happened? Well, I want to share what happened on the radios. So this is a third phenomenon. These radios are on 144.101. It's an experiment started by Jimmy Blanchett. You can look him up. And it's impossible physics-wise for these radios to be making different sounds. They're on the same channel. Do you hear that happen?
Yeah.
One was making sound and the other was not.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is another exciting science experiment in our hands where we're breaking the laws of what we know right now in terms of physics is even possible. So whether it's the rice or this is a brave new world, and it's going to be super fun to create in this world because the synchronicities are going to love us into our best life. Okay, so does anybody else want to share what happened? Did you want to share, Peter? Anything?
Mine just went a little bit, and then it got hard again.
It went a little bit and then all of a sudden it started again. Yeah. It's so weird because all of a sudden you're like, oh, I want to do more. And it's like, nope, it's gone.
I'm trying not to use my muscle to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's at some point it just goes, boom.
Yeah.
Adrian, what happened for you, man?
Mine was like impossible thing because it's really thick.
Why?
And then I was like sort of giving up on it, and then all of a sudden I felt it sort of go, and so I pushed it.
Very cool.
But it got really warm. Really warm.
There is a moment when time sort of stops, you know? It just kind of like, just a little blip in time, and then that moment is your chance to change molecular structure.
Yeah. What do you think might be happening in that way?
Well, the mind slips out of the time-space we've been used to condition, and then it slips into this other dimension where anything's possible.
Interesting.
That's my feeling, yes.
Interesting. So at some point, your mind gives up because your heart is like, hey, dude, backseat. And we know that this is possible. So at some level,
You're
it just
losing
gives
the
up.
illusion of time space.
Oh.
You're losing.
So you're getting out of this dimension and going into
You know what someone says, Misty, online? She says, tell everyone I'm 55 disabled and my hands don't work right, and she did it.
Good job! So we had a baby here that had the thickest spoon in the entire thing. It was like this, really thick. And this baby was like 11 months old, no words, didn't say anything the whole time. Just watching, but hold on, yeah, that's the part of it that's so hilarious, is that at one point, we looked over, his spoon was bent like that, and he goes, hot, 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 hot. We were just like,
He was just waving it around going hot.
Yeah.
Hot?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because I was
Hot, hot.
Hot. And he drops it, and he starts clapping for himself. Amazing.
Wow.
It was bent. So yeah, he doesn't, you know what I mean? All right, so this is your choice right now. Well, does anybody else have anything else that they want to share?
I was just gonna say, so it's funny you just said that. So I was like completely in my head. As soon as you all started doing it, I was like, fuck, I can't do this. So like, now I'm not, like, I like picked up a spoon, had this whole thing, and I was like, oh my God, I lost it. I'm like, I gotta go home. And then I actually was like, who do I love more than anything? And it's my nephew that's like, he just turned 1 on March 31st. And I literally just pictured him like laughing and giggling. And I just felt that love like in my heart. Like there's no barrier to love with this kid. It's just like pure joy. And then I was like, that's what it is. And then it works.
Wow, nice.
It like melted the negativity of like that part of me that is like, you can't do it, you can't do it. And I'm like, when I'm with this kid, I can literally do anything. Like he thinks I'm the funniest person alive. Yeah.
If I could share, I bent the other one, this one didn't go, but there was such an intense sensation from basically my rib cage to the base of my skull that it brought my mind out of the surreal and into like, what am I feeling? Like, boom, I went right up in here. And then I can still feel the sensation now, but my mind is blocking it. Like it's trying to make sense of what I'm feeling. And that's
totally.
It's no go.
Right.
I came back to the conscious world because I'm feeling something I've never felt before. I'm trying to make sense of it. So I gotta let.
It's like me staying up all night that first time going, what just happened? Like I couldn't make sense of it. And that's happened a little bit like when we, you know what I mean? Like Scott was just like, after he's like, the spoon is one thing, but the implications are extraordinary, right? So.
Well, I never thought I could do it. I mean, I never tried because I think, oh, you know, it's some kind of trick or something. And then I just did it.
That's
Boom.
great. That's so great.
Boom.
That's so great. And I want to address this like part of you that's going, oh, like you said, before you thought of your nephew, you were like, wow, I should just go home. This isn't working. So if that is going through your head, it's totally fine and normal, right? We all did that, and believe me, I felt like that. I'm like, you know what I mean? Been there. So I think the thing is just to say to that part of yourself, tell your heart to go hug your brain and just go, it's okay. You know what I mean? Because it's not this is no big deal. If you don't bend tonight, how many spoons? Like I had people stealing. People were like, someone stole a spoon out of the restaurant to do spoon bending. They shouldn't steal. It was like hilarious. But like the point is, if there's a ton of spoons, it doesn't have to happen tonight. You know what I mean? Like it's not the only chance you're gonna find a spoon, right? You know what I mean? So we can all relax about it and just have fun and love that part of you. Love your mind a little bit and say, it's okay. I get it. You want to be boss. You know? So, all right. So this time we're going to use the fork. You can also, so the one, we're going to do the fork, and this one you can just bend anything about it, right? You can bend it at the neck. I'll try to bend this one at the neck. Or you can bend the twines or whatever. And then we're going to go on to high school bending. So this is the last warm forming. Well, actually, then we'll go into high school. And we'll do graduate school, and then we're going to do some seeds, which are natural, so they're also really cool.
When do we do the silver?
So we could do that now. What do we want to do? Do you want to? Okay, so we're gonna okay. So it's running late. So what we're gonna do is grab your silver spoon. Okay. Do not bend this in the way that we have been bending the other spoon. That's the neck. The only way I want you to bend it is in this top part, right? So the way, Rachel, tell about what happened with you. Both Adrian and Rachel did it that night that Scott did. I bear hugged Scott, practically knocked him over, and you guys were just like, right?
Well, I saw Scott do it, and I realized that we had already moved on to the silver spoons, and I was kind of in my own world. I was like, time to do the silver spoons. I'm behind. I picked it up and was like, oh, he did it. And I just bent it without thinking or doing anything. And Zinga at that moment said, you can't just bend these in half. I was like, yes, you can. And then it was like a whole circle effect, and then 5 of us bent it.
Yeah.
But I didn't try, I didn't think. That's something, don't try.
Yeah, don't try it. Okay. So you're just going to bend this part over, okay? And if you do this, you get to come free forevermore.
And what's the difference?
Don't give us so this is pod metal. It's a different kind of metal that they soup together and then they dip them. And so I don't know. I just read that. I mean, I've scoured all the literature everywhere, and they just said to do that on this level. So I don't know.
So how do we build the energy for silver?
Let's just have fun. Like I don't know. Like you lead it this time, Alan.
No, you have the energy.
Someone from the audience leads.
No, Viola, come on.
I can do this.
Get up here.
Okay. More noise, more fun. That is
Okay. When do we bend?
All right, here we go. Just
get out of your head. Come on. Woo! All right, man. Whoa, do it, do it.
Let's see that. Show these people.
Wow, good job.
This is hard.
Just wait, it's not hard. Just wait.
No, I know. It's harder than it feels like a little. Just wait for the moment. Yes. 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 Wow.
Woo! Woo! Try not to bend the neck. Try to bend the middle part.
I was trying, but
That's fine. That's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. Great job.
Wow. What?
Wait for it. Checks in the mail.
It's so soft. It's so soft.
That's so cute. All right, man.
I saw you bend it. I could just.
Out of your head, man. Think about music. Think about dancing. Think about skiing.
La la
Oh, it's reliable.
You bent it the other way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Checks in the mail. Wait for it. Okay. All right, so here we go, guys. We're going to do the mind bending now, graduate school level. So you can use a silver spoon or one of these. I'm sorry, a fork.
You can ask which one it wants to be.
Yeah. And some people like to do this behind their back so that they don't even watch. But I have a feeling Isaac needs to dance on this one. You just get really loose and really silly and really fun and just like, okay. Who's that pretty spoon in right? Yeah, out of one. No thinking, no thinking. Thinking not allowed. All right, here we go.
Okay.
This is going to be graduate level, no touching.
No touching.
And for some reason, they always show this in the pictures with forks, and that's what we're for, so I
So what do you do exactly?
Nothing, it's the same thing.
You
So
hold it,
you just allow it to happen, okay?
Bend you sucker, bend. Bend you sucker, bend. Bend you sucker, bend.
All right, so, all right, so guys, hold that fork up. And look at it so you know turn it around a little bit so you know that shape, right? So you're gonna know when it becomes different, right? Okay, here we go. And take that love, that light, and just pour it, into your hand, because your hand has all the nerve endings. It has everything, right? And you're just going to gently, lovingly imagine this thing swapped over. Floppy. Because you guys, it happened here 1 month ago with 5 people believing. So, and don't let someone else do it. I want you to say, I am going to bend the fork right tonight. Tell yourself like that. Say, I'm going to bend the fork tonight. This fork and I are going to get bendy tonight. And you're going to become one with it. You're going to walk out of that. Imagine walking out of that door with the fork that slumps over. Because reality is a mirage. It's a dream.
Loving the fork from the heart.
Yes!
From the heart. There is no difference between me and this fork. We are all the energy of the universe.
We are, you guys.
Dancing with it.
Let's have some fun, Fork.
Yuri, come in with us. Yuri Geller, we love you, man.
Yeah, drops in the ocean and all evaporate together. We're each a drop.
Yeah, we're each.
Water in the universe. There we go.
Everybody think of the joy of a kid. You can do no wrong because it's love.
Yours is bending a little bit there.
Oh my God.
Did you do that? Look at Adrian go. Adrian.
Pull it over with that big love, you guys. Adrian's got big love. Adrian's got big love. Big love. Wow. Wow.
Jumping for joy because my son is melting. And I think it looks like.
All right, what happened for you? What happened? What were you thinking
I just started thinking about like laughter and joy, and like I was thinking about me talking to Adrian in the car, like this is crazy on the way home, and then it started moving. Yeah.
Wow. So you time traveled, you guys.
Yeah.
She time traveled, thinking about driving home with Adrian, going, "This is so crazy. What is that?" Who else wants to share?
So let's see, what was it before?
I don't know. I don't really remember. I don't remember. It was like up here. It was strange.
Amazing. Look at that spoon. Let's see. Just with your mind, huh, Rachel?
Singing, we were singing the whole time.
Working overtime. Use it as a microphone. Melted my little spoon. Pretty little spoon, so soft and
Don't you know how much
You guys are so funny, you two of you.
What are you talking about, sir? Seriously, what heart attack over here.
Yeah.
Shake, shake, shake.
Well, let me tell you how they do it.
Go, Zinka, you got it going.
Sweet Mama Z.
She's doing it. She's bending it.
Sweet Mama Z, Sweet Mama Z,
Sweet Mama Z, Sweet Mama Z, Sweet Mama Z. She's going.
This is spoon bending party 11, you guys. If that number means anything to you, call it in. 11, wake up to your potential now.
It's time to take it to the next level, galactic superheroes.
This party's just getting started.
Look at that.
Wow.
My
There it
mind.
is.
I'm singing to it though. Oh, it doesn't like my voice, so it's.
Let's microphone it. Isaac can sing. You want to sing a song?
Why are we so stuck in our position?
I love you, little spice.
Let it
I love
go.
you more than chopsticks. I don't want to clean my ears with you. So bend back.
What song should we sing though, Isaac?
I don't know.
Oh.
Are you asking me?
I don't know.
Love is deeper than water. Love is stronger than a mountain. What is that song? The Bee Gees.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you guys, now this is the mung bean challenge.
Oh.
Okay, just take one, because last time we had people sprout and we got confused. So take one that's not sprouted.
I saw Uri Geller do that. He picked up a mustard seed in his hand. He said grow, and it sprouted out of his fingers like grow. He did that.
Wow. Okay, so pick one that's not sprouted. Examine it.
20 minutes a day.
Yeah, because otherwise you can't tell if it works. We got confused last time.
You take one and.
Just take one this time, and it's not sprouted. That way we're not confused.
What are we doing with it?
We're
We're
sprouting.
gonna sprout it out of our fingers.
Oh, we thought we had it here.
Just send all that energy into the seed.
All right, this is our last round,
Seed
people.
of a mustard.
Oh, this is the most exciting part.
Sprouted.
Have you done this before?
These are mung beans. They
I've seen this
range
happen.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys saw the attic cave. So great. All right, here we go.
I got my
Oh, you
little-
got one. Okay, so I'm getting mine. All right, Alan, get your butt up here and
Okay.
explain this. And
Oops. Okay. Uri Geller.
Could just touch a fork and it would bend like this. Picked it off a restaurant table, bent like this. But then, for his final act, he held a little, I think it was a mustard seed, in his hands, in the tip of his finger, and he said, grow. He said, grow, 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 and eventually it just sprouted out of his fingertips. Oh, yeah. Well, he's a master, Uri Geller. We want to be on that level of.
we will. We are good. So if anybody can do it, Sedona can do it. If anybody can do it, Viola can do it. If anybody can do it, Daniel can do it. And Isaac.
Come up here and
Yeah.
jump up and down and do your thing.
Okay. So love this seed into growing. Say hello. Welcome it to the world. Like welcome this. So we're gonna say sprout. 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 Okay, now love this thing. Now let it happen. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Open that little guy up, you guys. We're sprouting. What happened? Show. Oh, good. You guys aren't allowed to sit together next time. Wow. You guys are making magic.
Wait. Let me see. Is it sprouting?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
There you go.
Oh my God. Yours came out. Yours
How'd
is
you
totally
do?
working.
How did you do that?
Oh my God. I love it. I love it.
Grow, baby, grow.
You guys look at that. This is how they look like when they're not sprouted. Just like this. Oh, wow. You guys.
Look, it's opening.
Wow, it's totally open.
Opening.
It's opening. It's letting it come out in place.
Unbelievable.
Open.
Completely open.
Open.
Whoa, look.
Open.
How did you
Look,
do
it's
that?
open. Look at it.
Open.
Look at it.
What, you love you?
I said, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Wow, yours is coming out.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
I sang to myself. You sing to your sprout.
Yeah, sing.
Hello, my little sprout.
This is crazy.
Whoa.
Sprout, look. Sprout.
Let's see.
Oh my God, look, it's coming off the side.
Oh my God, yours is really
Let's see that. Wait, bring it over here.
Oh.
Has this happened before?
Sprout. Sprout.
Let's see that.
Oh my God.
This is a miracle. This is what we call miracles. Everyday miracles. Everyday miracles. You got- Oh my God. Zinka, look at this one.
Whoa, oh my God. Sprout. Keep sprouting. Oh my gosh. Come on, little guy. Dude. Come on.
Wow, it's growing.
Sprout.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Sprout.
That's amazing. Good job. Wow. It looks so beautiful. It's completely coming out. That is insane.
Little guy.
Sprout.
Sprout.
She's loving this. Wow.
Are you loving it?
God, it's so awesome.
Oh my
I'm
God,
loving
it's
it.
growing right now.
It's coming out.
Sprout.
I'm gonna call my first child Sprout.
Come on.
Wow.
I love you, little guy. Come on.
Wow. It's sprouting out.
Wow.
Sprout.
Let's see, Rachel, is yours Sprout?
Oh yeah. Come on, let's do a
Wow,
reset here.
wow, look at her, she's growing a whole tree out of her head.
There it is.
Sprout.
It's like baby Seymour.
It really is sprouting.
Sprout.
Let's see yours. Oh my God.
Sprout.
This is growing really good.
Sprout.
Wow.
Keep going.
Incredible, huh, Peter?
Come on. Sprout. Keep sprouting. Sprout. I love you.
Oh.
Do you know this woman? Have you seen her do this before?
They know each other, look.
Divorced two children.
Let's go for it.
Well, she sprouted that.
I don't think that's what she was saying.
Osmosis, I'm just coming in for the vibe. I'm gonna drink it in.
Oh, you got some sprouting
They're
there.
like,
I gotta get all this sprouting energy.
Sprout.
oh, I can grow, no problem.
Sprout.
Give me a little water, please.
Sprout.
You guys, welcome.
Oh.
They're coming.
Love. I'm gonna put mine in my palm too. That looks more comfortable.
Beautiful.
My hands are cramping up.
How did you? Oh, look at it from the side. It really is sprouting.
It really is. It's opening up. Sprout.
Wow, it really is.
It's so cool.
By the time you get home, it'll be a tree.
Yeah, I'll have to plant it in my yard.
Where are you guys from?
Maryland.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you got some time to plant that. Are you eating your sprouts there? Are you eating the sprouts?
I think sprouting. It looked like it.
Yeah, the heat is really coming out.
Let's see, how's yours doing?
No, nothing yet. I gotta love it. I'm too
You gotta love it.
It's like, what's happening over there?
You got a sprout, Micah?
No, it popped.
Let's see that. Let's see that. Let me see. Oh, come over here.
Split. I
Just
didn't
by
do
having
anything.
it in your
Yeah,
hand?
it just split.
Wow, you're a magician.
Let me get a picture of you real quick. What's your name again?
I'm Stephanie.
Stephanie. Okay, cool.
These two are really good. They're really at it. Let's see how we grow.
Doing okay.
Oh, you definitely got something growing there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you guys.
It's the breatharians.
So, whoever sprouted seeds, come forward for a second. We're gonna do a couple pictures.
Yeah. Bring your seeds and yourself up over.
Yeah, bring your seeds and yourself right here.
Wow.
This is gonna go on the website for the Hall of Fame, man.
Oh.
Here. Turn this way. Zinka, take it
Oh
from
yeah,
here.
okay, here. You guys come this way.
Face this way.
Face this way.
Hold your little
sprouted
seeds
your
up.
It didn't sprout.
I think I can spread about that. I think I can do that.
Is this a record?
Okay, yeah, because we keep this online as a record because we're documenting the miracle.
Yes, you should.
Okay, cool. If it's white, because they started white. Okay, ready, go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do a quick video. Go ahead and say your names.
Daniel.
Stephanie.
Craig.
Micah.
Peter.
Marion. Rachel.
Okay, cool. Whoever did the buckle of the spoon, we're gonna do one more group picture though too. But that was good. We got it. We got it. You guys will be on the Hall of Fame. Who did the buckle of the? Did any? Who did
Silver
that?
spoon?
Yeah. Did someone do that tonight?
He did and I did. Yeah, the silver one.
The buckle.
Oh, the buckle. Yeah.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did. Okay, cool.
I did this with my mind.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that too. Here, let me see your buckle. Okay, cool. Okay, graduate school bending. Who bent without?
Let's do it right now.
I have a hot mind.
The fresh spoon?
Blended.
Cool. And let me see your fork.
That was the easiest thing ever. Yeah.
And what's your name again?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Okay, that's right. Yeah, right. Okay, perfect.
That's
So cool. Okay, now everybody get behind the couch and we're gonna do a family picture.
Okay.
Family picture.
I see different colors every time. How do you do that? I thought it was different. Back there, you want?
Yeah, well, you go here.
Okay.
Oh,
All
sorry.
of us,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is that?
all of us.
Okay.
Graduating class 11.
Graduate class 11.
Graduate class 11.
What's going on here?
We're all gonna be in
All
group
the
sets.
pictures.
Okay.
This is before we started. No. Can you guys come around?
Okay.
Should we just sit down here?
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to say we would not do it without our cheerleader, Zinka Kara. She is the Shakti. She's the Zen mother to get us through this.
Yeah, and I pass it to Jack Houck. Rest in peace. We love you through the ethers, Jack Houck. You are an inspiration and a big love in my life, and we love you so much.
And thank you everyone
And we love you
online.
too. What?
He stepped out.
Okay, he comes to these all the time. All right, so look at Daddy real quick.
Everyone online.
Okay.
No.
What if somebody say something?
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
All right, I got a few.
Matter doesn't matter.
That's good. Matter doesn't matter.
All right.
Okay, cool, you guys. Awesome.
Thanks.
And now,
Always fun. Amazing.
so you guys,
Did you do that with your mind?
Before we started, I just picked it up.
Oh, I saw that, yeah. Good job, Micah.
Experience report online in your phone. If not, you can fill it out on using a pencil. But I prefer to do it on phone because otherwise I can't type your email, I can't send you the pictures.
So you wanted
So I will email you all the pictures from tonight. Thanks to everybody who joined us live. It's a lot easier to do this when you're with a lot of people. So if you want, you can join Exo Metaverse at exometaverse.org/join, and we do this every month, and you can bring all your friends to your house and do it again. So thank you so much to Ellen. Thank you to Neil. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Yes, thank you everyone for participating and being part of this, and subscribe to the station and join us for our next event. Oh, and anyone can do it, really, that you can. Thanks so much. Okay, I'm signing off.